Notre Dame recruiting fans, thank you for joining me here back on the channel. I'm sorry I did not make a USC visitor preview. That would have taken at least probably 2 hours. About 100 guys on that list. I said, you know what? It's okay. Pretty much every single Notre Dame target, or at least more than half of them, were in attendance for this game. Realistic target, I should say. And this is probably the second or third marquee weekend. I'd say there were more guys at Cincinnati, especially when you're talking big name guys, but hey, few very solid players here. Some guys that I think will end up donning the blue and gold in the future. 3 commits. And so we'll start with the commits. Keon, Keeley, 2023. He's looking elsewhere. Looking at Florida. I think a Bama offer would be pretty big to him. Just ranked the number 5 overall player according to On3 Sports, a newer recruiting website that Chad Simmons is running. Not as big as rivals in 247, of course, but it's getting up there. So it's definitely compatible to the other rankings, and I'd take it under consideration. So the number 5 overall player spot is pretty big. I can see him being ranked in the top 20 or top 15 in 247's next 2023 rankings, which will happen, I believe, November 11th. So Keon Keeley, certified 5-star, I think so. That kid is very, very special, has the height, the weight, just needs to get some more film or some more camp work and show off for these college coaches and these recruiting experts to get that 5-star ranking. That's all I think he needs, if that. Next, Devin Moore, 2022 safety commit from Florida. I think he's pretty much locked up. Just visited last weekend. He's visiting again. Of course, Florida and Alabama are talking to him, but I don't know if he's a take at Bama in Florida. I think he likes ND more, quite frankly. But Florida's, of course, their in-state pull, but they're not having the greatest season. They definitely have some studs over there. They always recruit the DB positions very, very well. Defensive coordinator, I don't know if he's going to be back. So I like Devin Moore to end up in South Bend when it's all said and done. And then finally, Eli Raridon. Don't really need to talk about this. He's committed. He's locked up. Next, let's go to the 2023 class. No really substantial 2022 guys are visiting, but 2023, there are a few. I'll start with whose highlights you're watching right now. Jackson Arnold from Geyer, Texas, Geyer High School in Denton, Texas. He's a really, really solid player. Has offers from Florida, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Notre Dame. I think a Georgia offer would be a game changer in this recruitment. He grew up a Georgia fan. But other than that, I think Notre Dame is right there at the top. We'll see what Ohio State does. Of course, their quarterback situation will change drastically via the transfer portal. Quinn Ewers, Kyle McCord, all the Jack Miller. We could see at least one of those guys hit the portal. I would put a lot of money on that, possibly even 2. The rumors are just spreading there. So we'll see. But Ohio State's definitely in that. And then Florida, I don't know. If you grew up a Georgia fan, you don't want to go to your rival school. But, of course, Florida is a very big-time program as well. Good academics. SEC, usually a very top program. This year they're having a little bit of a down year, but Florida has to be under consideration as well. And then Notre Dame right there as well. He camped over the summer, I believe. Maybe he just visited. I'm not really sure. But he really loved his time in South Bend, and he wanted to get back up for a visit. And he is doing just that, as I'll pop on his teammate Peyton Bowen's film. A safety from the same high school. And then Ryan Yates is another player who will not be in South Bend this weekend, was in South Bend last weekend. He is a cornerback for Geyer down in Texas. So 3 players in the same high school in the same class. Notre Dame is looking at big time, 2 DBs, a safety and a corner, and then Jackson Arnold, the quarterback. The quarterback totem pole, I can't really speak to that. Of course, I think Dante Moore and Nico, if they were to want in the class, Notre Dame would take their commitments right away. And then you have Jackson Arnold, Avery Johnson, Christopher Vizinza, who just got an offer today, who's from Alabama. That's a kid you need to look out for. He was also ranked in the top 100 in the latest On3 rankings. He's a kid to watch out for. I bet he'll visit for the Georgia Tech or Navy weekend. So, yeah, they have 5 quarterbacks offered. I believe maybe there's a 6th, but I honestly don't remember. I'm sorry. So those guys are the main guys to know in that 2023 quarterback class. Definitely more options than 2022, where their only offers out were Drew Aller, Ty Simpson, Steve Angeli, and Gavin Wimsatt. we don't need to talk about Drew Aller. I know everyone's salty that's watching this video. Hey, I want Drew Aller as well. But yeah, let's head to the linebacker room. Troy Ford, a guy not many people talk about, 2023 linebacker target. Not sure if he's a take at this moment. Not sure if he will ever be a take, but he's talented nevertheless, has a handful of Power 5 offers. He'll be making his way up to South Bend. He was offered back in the spring before the board expanded. But honestly, I think Drake Bowen, Tamir Robinson, and Sonny Styles are the only guys that if they were to want in right now, they would take him. Sam Mpemba, of course, too, but I think Notre Dame's recruiting him more as a Viper defensive line guy. Let's head to a kid that's pretty interesting. His brother plays wide receiver and is one of the best wide receivers in the country. That's Josh Downs. His brother is Caleb Downs, safety from Georgia. Caleb Downs is getting recruited by a lot of schools from across the country, a lot of Southern schools, Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame, North Carolina. I think those are the top schools, Clemson as well. Really have no clue there. This visit will be a good indicator on how big his interest is. Of course, he's coming to watch his big brother play football in South Bend, but he says he's going to be rooting for ND, pulling for them as he is here on a visit, and he wants to do his diligence to the Irish. He's a very, very good player. Top 100 consensus around the country. I have him in my top 50 personally. So this will be a good showing for Notre Dame, hopefully. Beat his brother's school, and then we'll see where it goes. Marcus Freeman will definitely be talking to him pregame, as he did with some of the other 2022 and 2023 guys just this past weekend. And then not sure, but Jason Moore, 2023 defensive tackle from Washington, D.C. His brother is Jason Moore, shooting guard for the Villanova Wildcats. Jason Moore, 5-star consensusly. He is making his way in town for the first time. I believe he's only seen Penn State, Maryland, and Rutgers, so this will be a good first impression for him, hopefully, seeing a night game in South Bend. Really have no clue on this recruitment. This visit will be a good indicator on how much he likes the Irish or doesn't like the Irish. Let's hope he has a good visit, because this is the kid I can see Notre Dame landing. DeMatha Catholic High School is where he goes to school. Has some Notre Dame ties, so this should be a good first visit for him, hopefully. And then finally, not sure at all about this guy, Malik Muhammad, cornerback from Texas. This is an odd recruitment. He was supposed to make it in for Cincinnati, USC, and North Carolina a few weeks ago. That didn't happen. Whatever, but Notre Dame really needs to get him on campus one time this fall. He was at Texas A&M for the Arkansas game earlier this year. He was at Texas for the Oklahoma State game, I believe, as well. So if you're ND, you really need to try to get him on campus one time. I think Mike Mickens has done a really, really great job. Of course, it's hard to go from Dallas to South Bend, but people have done harder things. So Notre Dame really needs to get him on campus to make a move and stay at the top in this recruitment. Of course, they're doing well with Justin Rhett and some of the other cornerbacks, A.J. Harris as well from Alabama. He'll be making it up hopefully sometime as well. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm really hoping Malik Muhammad makes it in. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate the support. Make sure you like and comment. And that's it for me. Peace. Go.